It's my favorite part of the show when we introduce our guest, and this guest is a coach that holds a near and dear place in New York Knicks' hearts. No, I'm not talking about Tom Thibodeau. I'm talking about the head coach of the Kentucky Wildcats, Mr. John Calipari. What's going on, Coach?
Hey guys, great to be here. Let's start bragging on my guys.
You know, this is exactly why we wanted you here. I mean, let's take it from the top. The reigning Eastern Conference Player of the Week, Julius Randle. Your boy from Memphis, Derrick Rose. Nerlens Noel, Randle Quickley, Kevin Knox. All those guys on one team. I just got to know, how much Knicks basketball have you been watching this season? Because I know you gotta like what you've been seeing.
Well, I love watching it. You know what's great? Our kids have always had a will to win. And when you watch the Knicks, you can see a will to win. And it's not just my guys, it's their team. I think Tibbs has really organized a group playing to their strengths, giving them confidence. I mean, Julius, that's how he played when he played for me. Now, he didn't take as many threes and some of the stuff he's doing, but he dominated games, like literally dominated games.
Coach, I guess that bleeds right into the next question so perfectly then, because Julius, by all accounts, has impressed. He's had an all-star year. He definitely should be a lock for most improved in the league. And tonight we actually heard Mike Breen talk about how much he's improved in multiple categories. Did you know he had this in him?
You know what? The trade, anytime a player gets traded, it takes time. He had the injury that set him back a little bit. But his toughness, his will to win, his desire to be special, yes, when I watch, and everybody is respecting what he plays, and mainly because they want to win.
Now, Coach, I mean, I follow a lot of, Draft Express and NBA Draft.net, all those stuff. And the Knicks had 2 first-round picks this year. And a guy by the name of Randle Quickley, is looking like the steal of the NBA draft. Now, I didn't see him on a whole lot of first-round draft pick boards coming in. So I'm wondering, did a little birdie give the Knicks a little, give him a little heads up on this kid? Because he's been spectacular this season.
Well, you had a couple things. They loved the interview with him. Leon talked to me about the interview. What's unbelievable, he is one of the nicest people you'll ever meet, and wired and driven to succeed. You're seeing his three-point shooting. How you like that runner he developed? I mean, he did that for us, and I'm telling you, he can do it. He's learning to defend better. He's creating shots for his teammates at a high rate because you got to guard him. You got to go at him.
But let's go back to Kenny, though, because Kenny Payne obviously also has great ties to the University of Kentucky. It's part of the reason that we've been able to strike this sweet music with the guys that are currently on the roster. I'm sure you are just as proud and happy for him as you are your players.
I am. And when they talked about what about Kenny to the Knicks, I said, you guys need to do that because you got our guys. He will develop. He'll spend time. He'll create relationships. He'll create because he'll listen. And it seems like he's doing it. Now, you understand, you got one of the best coaches in the league in Tibbs. I mean, this guy can flat out. And so now they're all piecing this together. And you talk about Nerlens. I got to go back to Nerlens. When I talked to him, I said, do you remember having 4 fouls and getting 4 blocks in the last minute of the Mississippi game and us winning? He said, yeah, I remember it. And he blocked shots. Well, I had another Nick. His name was Marcus Camby. He's another one that blocked it like Nerlens. That's a little back there a ways. Marcus Camby. That's only to the older fans.
Well, Coach, I'm not that old, but everybody watching this show definitely remembers the Canby days and definitely remembers you running the sidelines for UMass, coaching that guy, especially after his great Knicks run. Now, let's talk about your University of Memphis alum, Derrick Rose. I personally think the season turned around when the Knicks traded for him, and his leadership, especially with the rookies, has been incredible to watch. What has been your relationship with him so far, especially as he's grown into this new role as not this MVP caliber player, but a guy who is still extremely effective and deciding to making the relationship grow with the rookies in the NBA on the Knicks team? Sorry about that.
You know, here's what I would say. Want to defer. Even though he'd take over games, he's a pleaser. He wants other players to do well. He's always been that guy. But again, as an athlete, as a shot creator, his runner, his floater, he's got a 17-foot floater. See him take guys under his wing and teaching because that's he's one of the when he was in high school, he wouldn't take a picture unless his teammates were in with him or his coach. He never wanted the article to be about him. He's a shy kind of player off the court. On the court, ooh, he comes at you now. Just that picture you're taking there, we were playing, we're up 30 at halftime. He gets his eye cut, that right there, playing Michigan State. He goes in the back, come out, where is he? We're up 23. We're up 19. Go get him. Comes out with that bandage on, and there's blood coming under it. He refused to get stitches. I'm not. He's a big baby. He wouldn't take the stitches. And then he comes in. We go back up 26. I said, all right, go back in the back. You're fine.
Coach, the fact that you vividly remember that it signifies that it was truly a moment on the sidelines. But just in general, I mean, we rattled off our Knicks, Coach, and obviously you've been very successful at Kentucky in terms of national championships, but you've got over 31 players currently in the league. We saw the Knicks tonight. We saw a bunch of the guys over on the Charlotte team tonight as well. Is the question how proud are you, Coach, or is this just the expectation and the standard when guys come to your program and are willing to work and get better?
Yeah, guys that come are not afraid of competition. If you want to be the only guy at your position, you don't come to Kentucky. If you're into drinking, smoking, chasing, clubbing, you don't come to Kentucky. You're there for a reason. You understand winning matters, but you're responsible for you. There's no being delusional, no listening to the clutter. It's everybody else's fault. Get in the gym. Spend time. Tyler Hero made a statement. If anybody left the lodge where our kids lived to go to the gym, he went. And he said, I didn't want anybody thinking they're going to outwork me. Think about that. Think about that. He came in as a 4-star player. He didn't play in the McDonald's game. He got better and better. Emmanuel Quickley did not start his freshman year. Took him a few games before I started him his sophomore year. Look at him. He took what he wants. You know what the kids do when they come here? They bet on themselves. They know it's going to be hard. Every game we play is someone's Super Bowl. They take it personal. You got to be physically ready to go. You either start the fight or you finish the fight. It's one of the two. Or it's hard to be it where I just want to shoot balls and, just let me do. I want to be the face and all. That doesn't work here. And again, we struggled last year. 10 new guys, no summer, no fall. I'm still hacked off. My fault on me. I am I started tomorrow. Out my team myself right now doing conditioning and shooting and telling them, do you guys know how many players in the history of the NBA there are? I'm going to give you numbers. 4,500 in the history. How many All-Stars in the history of the NBA? What is it? 435. Because guys get in their All-Stars for 16 straight years. How many Hall of Famers? 135. Do you understand? To be in the NBA, You are the elite of the elite elite. That's what you are. And guys, for us, 70% of our guys get drafted, but 75 for those get the second contracts. They learn to fight. They learn to be great teammates, and I am proud of them. I'm proud of every one of them.
Coach, well, you got my partner over here ready to go play ball.
Yo, I'm ready to run through a wall after that. I'm like, yo, that's what I like to hear. Let's go. Coach, you mentioned recruiting guys that weren't necessarily 5-star recruits, but worked their way into becoming NBA pros. And right now, the NCAA transfer portal.
How about Eric Bledsoe? Eric Bledsoe didn't play the McDonald's game, the Jordan game. He comes with John Wall. They're both still in the league. Both of them.
They are both
together.
They are both still in the league. They are both tremendous leaders, Coach. We know that you are so fired up, and I hope I don't get benched for doing this, but I gotta go to break, Coach. It's been tremendous.
I wish we could do this all night. I'm ready to go.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Doing some defensive slides in my office.
We are absolutely fired up. Listen, we're gonna keep this fired up energy. Coach is leaving, but Kaz and I will be back to wrap MSG PM tonight. Stick around. Thanks, Coach Calipari.
Thanks, Coach.